No one ever refers to Jacques-Louis David or Pablo Picasso as a male artist. The reference to woman artist or female artist signifies that women artists are somehow unexpected. The term female artist had a certain currency in Britain between 1750 and 1850, in American English only after 1800, with woman artist becoming more common in English in general in the 20th century. Both expressions gained much greater traction after 1970, perhaps because feminism then began to permeate art history and art criticism. In French, references to the femme artiste seem more clearly correlated with the political upheavals of 1789 and 1848, since usage peaks in 1800 and 1850, though French usage shows a similar pattern to English after 1950 or so. In short, woman artist is not a neutral term, and the fluctuations in its incidence reveal changing interests and attitudes. Women's capacities for autonomy were gaining notice in the 18th century, and in the case of France would be particularly remarkable in the arts as in politics after 1789. Women artists were not alone in their attention to society in their work, but the inevitable precarity of their situation as artists certainly made them sensitive to the power of social relationships. A few women artists of the 18th century have long attracted scholarly attention. The Swiss artist Angelica Kauffmann, who worked in London and Rome, and the French painters Elisabeth Vigée-Lebrun and Adelaide Labille-Guiard were all famous in their day and have been the subject of studies ever since. Largely unrecognized until very recently was the increasing presence of women artists in Britain and France in the second half of the 18th century. A landmark study by historian Paris Spies-Gens has shown that more than 1,000 women exhibited their work in London and Paris between the years 1760 and 1830. More women participated in public exhibitions in London, but in Paris, the works of women made up a greater proportion of the works on display, more than 10% of salon entries. Women's participation expanded most strikingly in both cities after the mid-1790s. In France, the reason for this increase is obvious. In August 1791, the National Assembly ended the Royal Academy's monopoly of the biennial salon. As the art world opened up, the number of works exhibited doubled between the salons of 1789 and those of 1791. Women's participation steadily increased. Spies-Gens has found that at least 52 women exhibited publicly in Paris in the 1770s and 1780s, but that more than 200 women did so between 1791 and 1814.